Happy Wednesday, everybody. The biggest news for Colts Nation today is the fact that Anthony Richardson officially is going to be out for the season, and he's going to be having that shoulder surgery. Jim Irsay put a statement out. They put it out on Twitter. I'll put it here so that you can see it. But it was confirmed that Anthony Richardson, in fact, will be out for the rest of the season. And when Coach spoke to the media today, he spoke to them mostly about Anthony Richardson, as you would expect. And it sounds like everybody expects, all the doctors' opinions they got, everybody expects him to come back and be just fine come 2024. But this was the right course of action, at least for right now. The way Coach made it sound was that through all the opinions, at the end of the day, the thing that was going to help him the most going forward and for his long term was to go ahead, have the surgery, sit out the rest of the season, and then come back next year. And over the time period until we see him on the field again, people are going to constantly talk about Anthony Richardson's going to be injury prone. He's never going to stay healthy, this and that. Look what happened in college. Look what happened as soon as he got to the NFL. I've had Gator fans reply in the comments and talk about, there have been questions about his toughness. And that's what I'm more worried about. Injury prone, again, I think what happened to him so far in the NFL, really unfortunate. Then you get the grade 3 AC sprain. If it's serious enough that he has to have surgery, then yeah, that's unfortunate. You see a lot of quarterbacks get AC joint injuries, come back and be just fine. One serious enough to have surgery, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Who knows? Maybe he is injury prone, right? But I'm not going to bank on that. What I'm more worried about is a toughness thing, right? And I point back just to week 1. Yeah, he got, hip drop tackled and ended up banging his knee down on the turf. And that would hurt anybody's knee, right? Anybody sees that would see him bang his knee off the ground. They know they're coming up limping a little bit too, but then able to go on, right? And then at the end of the game, same thing, bangs his knee down, ends up not playing the rest of the game. And that's what I don't like, is not being able to finish that. Like in the NFL, dude, you got to be tough to play in the NFL. Yeah, these are a lot of big dudes moving real fast. It's gonna hurt, right? Especially getting hit down on the turf. Getting hit down on the turf doesn't feel good. And from everything I've been seeing, there's been different information that's come out over the last month or so talking about, different turfs in the NFL. And the Colts are one of 3 teams that still use slip film turf. And that is the worst turf that the NFL allows, right? And this is the turf that people come on to run for the combine and everything. I don't know why that needs to be upgraded. I'm sure that's going to be upgraded. I'm sure slip film turf at some point soon is going to be outlawed by the NFL altogether. But in the meantime, this is what guys are playing on. And other guys finish games, right? Get hit hard and then stay in the game, right? That's just what you do. So going forward, that's more what I want to see is the toughness, right? Like, listen, hitting the knee hard like that, getting a bone bruise on the knee, not going to feel good. But how many quarterbacks in the NFL are finishing that game? So that's what I want to see in the future, is more of a toughness about them, right? Again, this is something that didn't even come up for me until a Gators fan brought it up in the comments about a week ago, and I just thought that it was pertinent. I started thinking back to it and started thinking, yeah, there's definitely something to that, and hopefully we see that element of him, as he continues to mature as a football player and as a person, as a man. Hopefully we see that part about him start to come around. All right, but in other injury news, the Colts, for the most part, have a pretty light injury report to start the week. We'll see how it finishes. Somehow we keep getting practice injuries that pop up on Fridays. So we'll see what happens. But so far, here on Wednesday, Tony Brown did not practice with a back injury. Kylan Granson did not practice with a concussion. I assume that's probably going to be the case throughout the week. Alec Pierce did not practice because of a shoulder injury, and Braden Smith did not practice because of the hip wrist. And the intriguing one here, obviously, I guess a couple intriguing ones, right? Is Braden Smith going to be able to go? Hopefully we see him back at practice. Of course, we'll continue to update this. I won't have a Thursday injury report update for you until Friday morning, unfortunately. And then the Friday injury report, we're going to put it into the pregame preview video on Saturday morning. But to come back to some of these injuries, right? The Braden Smith, hopefully he's able to come back to practice. Alec Pierce, really interested what's happening with Alec Pierce. They've been pretty quiet about it. Coach said in his press conference today that he's not going to practice today, which he obviously didn't, and that they're going to see how the week goes. So I'm not sure exactly how to feel about this Alec Pierce thing. They got Juwan Winfrey, and I'm wondering, is that a move because Alec Pierce probably not going to play, or is that a move because you don't have Anthony Richardson on the active roster with him going to IR, so you can bring Juwan Winfrey in and have a sixth receiver? So interesting to see what they're going to do. It'd be nice if we could get a little more information about what's going on with Alec Pierce and how bad that shoulder injury really is. Is it not serious? Is it another AC sprain that we're worried about? So hopefully we get something on that soon enough. Then on the Kylan Granson front, we have so many tight ends. Like that one's interesting because now it's going to be a chance for Drew Ogletree to be highlighted and Will Mallory to be highlighted. So that's exciting. You know what I mean? So for everything going on, got a little bit of excitement. Might be able to see some playmakers do some stuff this upcoming Sunday. Again, the Browns defense, very tough. So we'll have to see about that. But I appreciate you stopping by for this update. If you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and keep your notifications on so that you get notified whenever news updates come out or any other videos we happen to put out on the channel. You'll get notified for it. And with that said, as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.